Hi, it's Eliz. So for today's class, we are doing some hamstring work, some hip work, because we have a peak pose of Bird of Paradise. Super fun. If you've got blocks, grab them because you'll need them. So we'll get started in mountain pose. Have your big toes touching, heels slightly apart, roll your shoulders down the back, palms forward. So find that string attached to the crown of your head, give it a gentle tug. Feel that opposition of rooted but growing. Notice your breath. And turning on that Ujjayi filter, bring your tongue to the roof of your mouth, creating that constriction in the back of the throat. Breathe in and out through your nose deliberately. Then as you're ready, gently blink your eyes open and let's set up our Sun Salutation Series A. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step back, lower all the way onto your belly. Inhale, lift your chest. Little baby cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Sun Salutation Series B. Inhale, lift the heels and look forward. Exhale, feet in between your hands. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. So bend your knees, shift a little bit of weight in the heels, and then lift your chest. Chair pose. Sit a little bit deeper, scoop that belly in, and lean back. Pretend like the back of your shoulders are touching a wall. 3 breaths here. Feel the sizzle of your thighs. Sit a little deeper, lift your chest. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step back, move through your vinyasa. Once in down dog, inhale, reach your right leg back behind you. Exhale, step the foot through wide, drop the left heel. Inhale, warrior 1, full breath in. Exhale, hands down, right foot back, vinyasa. So notice that we do 2 movements on an in-breath. So inhale, left leg back. Exhale, step it through, drop the right heel. Inhale, warrior 1. Exhale, hands down. 2 movements on the out breath. Vinyasa. Inhale, lift the heels and look forward. Exhale, feet in between your hands. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. Bend your knees, sit low. Lift your chest. Chair pose. So let's add a little shoulder twist. Bring your hands together at your heart. Stay seated in your legs. Take an inhale. As you exhale, your right elbow is going to wrap around the outside of your left thigh. So pull that right hip back so that your knees stay together. Hollow out your belly. Open your chest more. So feel that stretch in the back of the right shoulder. Hands together at the heart. I know we've been sitting here long. Twist to the right, left elbow to right thigh. Pull that left hip back. Spiral your heart open. Thumbs to chest. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale to fold. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, plant your palms, step your left foot back to a runner's lunge, and if you have them available, grab those blocks. So, lunge cat-cows. Inhale, bend the left knee, press the left hip forward. As you exhale, moving from the hips, straighten the right leg and fold. So inhale. Exhale. You should feel your left hip flexor and then your right hamstring. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, 1 more, and we're gonna hold that last one. So bend the left knee, press the left hip forward. Exhale, send the hips back. So step your left foot up about 6 inches. Your heel is off the mat, but you can set more of your foot down. And then move that right hip back. Now use the blocks. Inhale, pull your sternum forward. Exhale, bend the elbows. Fold with a flat back. You can look at your right big toe or at the knee. Breathe into the belly of your hamstring. Soften the right knee. We're gonna do a little switcheroo. So step your left foot up and your right foot back, runner's lunge, cat-cows. Inhale, bend the right knee. Pull that right hip forward, roll the shoulders back. Exhale from that hip crease, straighten the leg, and fold. So the more pressure you have on the ball of the left foot, the more muscle you use, and you're not just pulling on that knee joint. So really pay attention to that pressure of the foot against the mat. Inhale, exhale. Last one we're gonna hold. Inhale, exhale, pull that left hip back, hop your right foot up, keep the heel lifted. So maybe thumb to hip crease, pull that hip back. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, flat back, bend to fold. So keep your neck long. You can look at your big toe or at your knee. Notice the difference between the right and the left leg. One more inhale. Exhale, soften the left knee. Step up, bend your knees, sit low, lift your chest, chair pose. Why? Because it releases your hamstrings. 2 breaths. One more inhale. Exhale, fold, blocks off the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step back, take a vinyasa. Remember, you can always skip them. You can also do cows to child's pose as a variation of your vinyasa. Inhale, reach your right leg back behind you. Exhale, step the foot through. Now rise in your high lunge. Take your hands to your lower back, interlace your fingers. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, pull your belly in and hover. Now look past the front of your mat. Don't use momentum. You're gonna shift your weight, float that left leg. Flex the foot, square off the hip. So bend your right knee a little more, lift the leg a little higher, possibly lifting the thumbs off the back. Slowly start to drop the left foot down. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, warrior 2. Hiya! My favorite transition. So, warrior 2, press that knee open, lift from the inner thighs, arms are floating in space. Breathe. So, right forearm taps your thigh like a feather, reach your left arm up, side angle pose. So, I personally really like the supportive blocks. I even stack them. So if you've got books, you can do that. If your forearm is on your thigh, it's like a feather, there's no weight bearing. You're using it to spiral your bottom ribs up. So soften the toes, squeeze your heels toward each other. Now wrap your left arm over an invisible beach ball, and then your right arm goes under that beach ball too. So just tap your fingers and open. I also think of like a crocodile mouth here, chomping and opening for 4, 3, 2, 1. Straighten, come back to warrior 2. Straighten your right leg just for a beat, and then rebend the knee. So right forearm on your thigh one more time, and then now left arm wraps around the waist. So you're trying to get the back of your hand to your sacrum to open up that left shoulder. Last little core work here. Reach your right arm forward like if you're reaching for someone's hand. Pull that belly in. Flip the right palm up. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, hands down to surround your foot. Right foot back to meet the left. Vinyasa or skip it. Two breaths, slow down. Calm your nervous system. Inhale, reach your left leg back. Exhale, step it through. As you're ready, rise, high lunge. Take as much time as you need to set up your posture. And then take your hands to your lower back, interlace your fingers, switch your pinkies and your thumbs. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, start by hinging. Look forward, not down. More weight on that left foot. Right toes pop off the mat, square off the hip. So it actually helps your balance to engage that right leg by flexing the foot. Bend the left knee a little more, lift the right leg a little higher, thumbs off the back. One more breath. Slowly drop your right toes. Inhale, reach up. Ready? Hiya, drop the heel. Hiya. Warrior two. Favorite transition. Okay, so find your legs. Decide whether you want the forearm barely touching your thigh or if you want to make contact by using blocks or books. So right arm reaches up. Bottom ribs are spiraling. Keep the sides of your waist long. Now, wrap your right arm around that beach ball. Wrap your left arm around the beach ball or your crocodile and you chomp. 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to warrior two. Quick straighten up the leg and then warrior two. So left forearm will tap your thigh, right arm wraps around the waist. So now that you can see my hand, so you're trying to reach your right hand to your left hip crease. This is a half bind. And then reach your left arm forward. So lots of core, lots of inner thigh stability. Breathe. Flip the left palm up. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, take your hands down to surround your foot. Left foot back to meet the right, vinyasa or skip it. On your next inhale, reach your right leg back behind you. Bend your right knee, stack your right hip open, square off the shoulders. Equal weight in your palms. Inhale, lift that knee a little higher, listen up. Right knee to left elbow twist. Use your obliques. So come back to center, stack your hip, open. Exhale, right to left, twist. One more time. Stack your hip, right to left, hold. Hike your knee up to your armpit, slide it to your wrist for 4. You can do it. 3, 2, 1. Knee to center. Kick the foot back. Step it through. As you're ready, high lunge. Who knew high lunge could be a resting posture? Okay, so take your bind. Squeeze your elbows towards each other. Inhale. We get to use momentum. Exhale. So dip. Flick that left foot off the mat, square off the hips. This time, your right leg will stay a little bit straighter, transitioning into a warrior 3. So you can keep your thumbs off your back or release your bind and take little airplane arms. Breathe. So change your gaze, you're looking forward. Change your gaze to down and release your hands. Keep that hip square. This is standing split. So try to look at your knee, possibly wrapping your right arm around your calf for a little extra balance work. Right hand down, bend your right knee, drop your left toes, swivel the left foot down from down to up. Warrior 2. Right forearm taps your thigh, left arm reaches up, extended side angle, left arm overhead, plug your shoulder in its side. Now, you can keep your forearm barely touching your thigh or now grab your beach ball overhead. Bottom ribs are still spiraling. Don't use your toes, use your inner thighs instead. One more breath. Come back to warrior 2. Straighten your right leg, shift the hips back, Trikonasana, triangle pose, but don't go for the depth. Go for the stacking. So back of the hand to your calf or even to your inner thigh, reach up. So don't hinge forward and stick your booty out, use your inner thighs. So shifting your hips kind of in towards each other to feel that inner thigh, that's gonna come in handy. And then re-bend the knee. So left arm wraps around your waist. Reach those fingers for hip crease, forearm on thigh. Rotate that left shoulder back. So maybe this time, instead of reaching your right arm forward, you tap your hamstring with the right hand, but lean back. 2 breaths. Good, now do reach your arm forward, flip the palm up, reverse, but take a little triangle situation on the way. Bend the knee, hands down to surround your foot. Float the right leg back. So you could take a one-legged vinyasa or a regular one or none. We'll meet in downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Check in with your jaw and the space between your eyebrows. Soften. Inhale, reach your left leg back. Bend the knee, stack the hip open, square off the shoulder. Inhale, lift the knee a little higher. Exhale, left to right, twist. Use those obliques. Stack the hip. Left to right, twist. Stack the hip, left to right, hold, hike, up and down for 4, 3, 2, 1. Knee to nose, kick the leg back, step it through. When you're ready, rise. High lunge. Taking your bind. Inhale, lift your chest. We can use momentum. Dip your chest. Flick your foot off the ground, square off the hip. So looking forward helps with balance. Dip your chest a little, lift your leg a little. You can keep your hands bound or little airplane arms. So now take an inhale. As you exhale really quick, switch your gaze and release your hands. So if your left hamstring is pretty tight and your right foot is hovering 2 inches off the mat, but your back pinky toe is pointing down, it's a beautiful standing split. So you get to decide how high you want your floating leg to go. Left arm might wrap around the calf for a little extra balance work. And then left hand down, bend the left knee, drop your toes, swivel the heel down, come up. Warrior 2. Left forearm on thigh, real soft. Right arm overhead, extended side angle, rotate those bottom ribs up. You can stay here or hold that beach ball. So right away, as soon as your left arm lifts off your thigh, you want more engagement of your inner thighs. So think like you could wrinkle the middle of your mat with your feet. Come back to Warrior 2. Now shift your hips back, surf your torso forward, and then tick-tock your arms. Remember, it's not about reaching for the ground and sticking your booty out. Pretend like you're in a toaster oven and you don't want your booty or your chest to burn. And then as you're ready, rebend the knee. So half bind, wrap your arm around your waist, trying to reach for that hip. Left forearm can stay. You can reach your arm forward or starting to look for a full bind. Palm would be on the hamstring, but lean back. Soften the toes. Reach your left arm forward, flip the left palm up, reverse, straighten the left leg for a beat. Take your hands down to surround your foot, possibly one-legged plank. We'll meet in down dog. Inhale, reach your right leg back behind you. Exhale, step the foot through. So you're in your runner's lunge, heel toe the right foot 1 time to the right, and then hop your left foot up, I would say almost halfway up the mat, because you want your left heel to be able to touch the mat. This is another great place for blocks. This is a pyramid pose prep. So right thumb into hip crease, press through the ball of the right foot, pull the hip back. Inhale, keep that spine nice and straight. You're just hinging. Exhale, even if you stay with that 7 shape in your body, it's more effective than if you folded with a rounded back. And if you round your back, you notice you immediately take away from the sensation. So it's best to not fold with a straight spine than to fold with a rounded back. But if you have the space, possibly hinge a little. 2 breaths. Bend the right knee. Big step back with your left foot. Heel down, blocks off the mat. Warrior 2. Setting up for our full bind. So left arm wraps around the waist. Right forearm touches your thigh for a moment and rotate that left shoulder back more. So maybe you stay here, that's perfectly fine. Maybe you're tapping, cool. If you wanna try the full bind, you're reaching your right hand for your left. If they touch, lean back. 2 breaths. Now, regardless of whether your arm is on your thigh or bound, look at your right big toe, hop your left foot up. Start to change your gaze from down to up, left foot up. Think about it less, stand up. So if you can't bind, keep your left arm wrapping. Maybe wrap your right arm around your thigh. You're trying to get that thigh close to your ribs. If you're bound and you have the flexibility in your hamstring, first open your chest, then possibly try to lift your toes. This is a bird of paradise. 1 more inhale, exhale, drop the foot, release your arms, wiggle them out. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, plant your palms, step back. Let's just push straight back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, reach your left leg back. Exhale, step it through. Widen your left foot to the left a little. Hop that right foot up about halfway down the mat. So your right toes are in a diagonal, but that heel is grounded. Blocks really help in this posture. Press through the ball of the foot, pull the hip back with your thumb. Inhale, grow, stay, or hinge. So again, not rounding in your back. And if you do round, you'll notice that it immediately takes away from the sensation. So inhale, lengthen and stay, or fold as you exhale. Soften that left knee. Big ol' step back with the right foot, drop the heel. Warrior 2. You can see the bind on this angle, so right arm wraps around the waist, reaching for the hip, left forearm down, rotate that right shoulder back, left arm forward, tap the hamstring or full bind, interlace wherever you are, lean back. Now, look at your left big toe. Hop as many times as you need to get the right foot up, and then change your gaze from down to up. And you can stay here. Again, you can wrap your left arm to the outside of your thigh. If you're bound, balance is on, and you want to go further, start to straighten the left leg. It looks like that flower, bird of paradise. And then release. Shake out your arms. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, plant your palms, step back. If you have some juice, take your vinyasa. If you're like, I'm cooked, straight back to down dog. And just notice how your body feels in space. Maybe some beads of sweat or your heart pumping strong. Inhale, lift the heels and look forward. Exhale, feet in between your hands. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale to rise. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. So I want to close with a different mudra. We've been doing Anjali. Let's do Lotus Mudra. So big toes touching, heels slightly apart. You're in your mountain prep. Hands together, but then the heel of your hand, your thumbs and your pinky stay together, and the other fingers open up like a pretty lotus flower. And the symbolism of this mudra is that beautiful things can grow in mud. Find some gratitude for your strong, healthy, and able body. Until we meet again, namaste. Thank you so much for working out with me today. And if you enjoyed this class, check out my other videos. Also, I would love to hear from you. So any comments, suggestions, requests, leave a comment below.
Welcome to Yoga Plus. Courses available from pupil to yogi. Sort by yoga, fitness, and instructors. Create your own routines. Access the Pose Library. Yoga Plus by Psyche Truth, available on Google Play and the App Store.
Join us for 14 and 30-day programs, hour-long classes, and much more on our yoga app, Yoga Plus by Psyche Truth. It's free to download and features a variety of wellness content, including yoga, fitness, Pilates, guided meditations, and interviews with dozens of wellness experts.